Mic check, mic check, mic check. Cool, cool, cool.
Well, this was good fun getting this ready.
No, it wasn't. But they're there. The light's on there. The lights are above the table.
Now, what are the chances
of Nev dishing the first frame?
No, I was going to say of the light falling on top of him.
What are the chances of that? Look at that for a break and the black's in! My word, Neville opening! Neville opening!
So that's going to be a re-rack. That's an interesting start, absolutely. So this is, a little bit of fun. We're going to coming back with the commentary, with the streaming a little bit just for today. We are going to be in and out, buzzing round, so it's mainly just for the viewing pleasure, not so much the listening pleasure. But we'll be in and out for sure, keeping you guys somewhat company, whoever does decide to join. But so the first match here we got Neville Pritchard against the Wizard James Wilson. And Nev with a golden break. We don't play golden break in this tournament, but if we did, he'd be buzzing.
He'd be 1-0 up.
First to 8. Could be a long one.
Nev would just do that 8 times, wouldn't he? If that was the case.
If that was the case, he would just do that 8 times straight. Yeah, absolutely.
He'd do it off his opponent's break as well.
Yeah, he's that good. He's just that good.
Yeah. But we're here. We've made it. The finals. First to 8. Who's your money on, Stu?
Probably James.
Yeah. But I think Nev can frustrate him and grind him down. See.
Oh, he can definitely grind him down. He is that type of player for sure. All right. So second time around, can we get another golden break? Let's have a look.
He's got a good break, isn't he?
Oh, not this time. That's like one extreme to the other.
My word, them yellows are nice. James will lap these up. So 1-0 to James with a quick dish there. Reverse dish. Oh, he nearly kissed that ball in then. Oh, my word. They are the worst yellows I've ever seen. There's 5 yellows bunched up at the bottom of the table. Like, that's impressive. Right, what we need to do is get on the old share. Who's watching? So if you could do us a favour, guys, and give this a little share, that would be ideal. Okay, just bear with me a sec. I am just doing a couple of adjustments on the socials. No, it seems I'm not, so let's just get back to the game. So one of the yellows is out. One of. Nev's in control of this frame. Just spoken to him about balls sliding off the cushions on doubles. And it looks like he's understood. Played at the correct pace. Got one awkward red, which is just by the right middle pocket. It's slightly tied up. It does double. Does back double. If you can get on it right. Failing that, you've got, I think, ample opportunity. He's underhit that. Not enough legs on that one and pushed it safe. So now he's got 2 balls nice and safe. James will just try and take control of the table, play this little plan. Wow, almost. I think Nev can squeeze his red through there, so he should be okay. Going for the cross double. Oh, he's gone straight and off. Got the double, but went straight and off. We don't have all of the F12 replays and all that sort of stuff at the moment, but one day we might bring them back. So James just developing another ball. Looks like he's playing to get the one off the cushion as well as send the other one across to the pocket. He's pretty much snookered Nev on every ball bar the one he's playing now, so it's not a bad shot. Nev's got to cut into the top left. Needs to play with a bit of pace. Otherwise you snooker yourself. Oh, you'd have had the gap. Would have had the gap. Only just. I mean, has he left James touching this? Is he trying to play a little swerve maybe? Catch these ones thin. Just leave a nice safe white. It's okay. I mean, Nev's got this one into the middle and then can play that one down past that yellow into the bottom right. So, got an option here. There's an opportunity for a clearance. He's got one down. So, is he going to take it on? And can he leave himself an angle to get into that one that is tied up by that left centre pocket? Got to do something because James is probably in control of this frame, so a lot easier for James to get into that yellow off these two down by the bottom left corner pocket than it is for Nev to get into them. So Nev's going to look to play a safety here. He's unsure. Might have to bring in the 20-minute rule in a second. Here he goes. Bang! Oh, the yellow. The yellow nearly knocked that red out, but he snookered on the one over the top left. So, bit of a problem here now for Nev, because whatever he plays on that red ball, he will be knocking James's yellow ball away from the cushion. So, we shall see. Will Nev play an up and down with the white ball to try and hit that one towards the top corner? So he's just going to play a little touch on this one, I believe. And I mean, does he think he can get around the back of it with a double, but play it with pace? Or is he just going to nudge into it and try and... No, he has. He's okay. He's come off the cushion, try and send it back into the middle. That wasn't a bad effort, that. Not a bad effort.
2 all here. What do you think of that, Paul? Huh?
I think it's pretty good by Nev, because Nev's been playing like a zombie.
Like a zombie? What do you mean?
I shouldn't really be talking about his medical records, but he was showing me his blood glucose earlier,
All right.
and it's very low. So Nev's actually played those first 2 frames
Without any blood.
not really knowing what he's doing. And he's somehow made it 2-all, and James was quite relaxed at the start, but after Nev got that last one, I looked at James, and there it is. There's the James. He's getting a little bit frustrated already.
Yeah, there were a couple shots. I mean, he could have been 3-0 up, but he potted the black, and then the white just creeped into the pocket as well.
Yep.
And that kind of almost ruined him.
Yeah, he's looking good here. I mean, if I was as good as James, I'd be frustrating, because I think I should be annihilating Nev. 8-0 in 5 minutes, it's all over. But it's 2 apiece, and Nev will grind, and as Nev's blood sugar starts to get a little bit higher, he is going to get a bit better, I think. Only problem here is ensuring he gets on the black. He's got a nice angle here. Doesn't want to clip the red.
Screw straight back, or
He's got options. He loves to play with a bit of follow through his James
He
off the
does.
cushion, and that was a riskier way to play it. I
played it well.
thought,
He's played it
but
well.
Lovely weight, 3-2, and he'll feel a lot better about that.
So we haven't got. This is a bit of a kind of thrown together this stream. We haven't got any of the. We haven't got the Devil's Pocket camera. We haven't got any ads to play. We got nothing. So when there's no frames going on, we're just going to mute the mic. All right. I'll see you in a bit.
Stu,
Yeah.
don't be muting the mic. This is the best part.
What? When there's nothing going on, we get to chat.
You get to hear
Chat
all
nonsense.
the drivel. I heard it was hard setting everything up. You haven't done this for a while.
We haven't done it for a while now. We kind of threw everything together. We had to install the light and the wires and install the camera frame into the wall and then put the camera on it and get the cables ready
See,
and
they
all that
don't-
sort
you
of
don't-
stuff.
you-
It was crazy. Flying around for about 2 hours we were.
You don't notice these things. If it was me and I just turn on, I just think it's there on YouTube. You kind of forget all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's like when Nev turns up at the pool with his nice shorts
Yeah.
and t-shirt and his nice clean skin. You know, you think that's just the way he is all the time.
He was
but
up at
yeah,
5 a.m. getting ready, getting his clothes ready,
getting-
pressing them, drying them,
getting washed.
showering.
You know, it takes a lot of preparation.
I reckon he had a shower and a bath this morning.
I wouldn't be surprised at the same time. Have you ever done
Would that
that?
be called a shaft
Oh,
or a bower?
I don't want to know about your shaft.
My shaft. What on about?
I've done that before, where I used to have a bath that it only filled up a little bit. That was a bit of dirt by James there. Only filled up a little bit, so you'd have it about a few millimeters of hot water in the bath, and then you would sit in the bath and then shower from the top. It's quite nice. They were the days.
Why would the bath only fill up a couple?
I can't remember. All right,
Seems pretty. Oh!
Nev, that was poo tank. Get that blood sugar up. Look at Nev. Nev, let me see your face. I can hear him.
I can hear him from here, yeah. Chunter, he loves a chunter.
I'm going to get a book to put this microphone on because it's too low for me, sure.
Is it too low? Should I get you a stand?
Yeah,
Like one of them.
I've got a ridiculopathy.
Right. I'll get you a yoga block.
At least two. James, is he looking at a plant here? Well, Nev does his usual tactic of blocking the pocket bottom right, blocked by a red. That'll keep Nev in the frame, you would imagine. James has been the superior player in most frames, unlucky to lose one. I think
Is
Nev.
that better?
That's a lot better. I can be a bit more upright now. See, bending over there, I'm pretty old now. Back in the day, I used to be young.
That's how it works.
Now I'm old and bending over. I know you're used to bending over, but for me, it's just not the same. James has been dominating this match, but only 1 frame ahead.
So what do you think the winner of this plays Paul Heat? Plays
Heat?
The Heat.
I like Paul. Paul has been practicing a lot over the last 6 months. Always hard to beat. I think in these kind of like one-off matches, like a quarter-final, semi-final, I fancy Paul to do it. Even though I think James is a superior player, sometimes I wonder if it just means a bit too much to him.
Requesting the Diet Coke, get the sugar levels up.
Does the Diet Coke get his sugar levels? That'd be a good
I don't
question.
think so.
Ask him. I'd be interested to find out.
I don't know.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking you to
Don't
ask
ask
Nev.
me, mate. I don't
I'm
know.
asking you to ask Nev. James, after going 2 apiece, is really showing his. I mean, he just looks such a better player. I mean, it's men against boys out here at the minute. Nev lucky to get his 2 frames. I think he needs to wake up. Get that Diet Coke out to Nev now.
I already have.
He's
got it.
What, so you haven't asked him the question I hoped to get answered?
No, I didn't ask him. I didn't know to ask him before.
Well,
You
I'm going to ask him. I'm going to go out there and ask him now.
You're going to go ask him?
I'm going to go out there and ask him.
Go and ask him.
Stu, where have you gone? I just went out to speak to Nev and then come back and Stu's disappeared.
What did Nev
What
say?
the? Where did you come from?
It's not sneaky, you know. I think so.
I did speak to Nev. Because I did speak to Nev. I don't know if you saw him when he was setting up there. He's got that white sort of device on the back of his right arm, the tricep area. If you have a look at that, maybe when he's
He has
playing.
got big triceps as well.
Yeah, got bigger quads on him and nice glutes as well through those shorts. But you'll see he's got this device, so that sends a reading to his phone, and I mean we could probably get it up on the screen if Nev's all right with that. Just
Get his blood
because
sugar
you
levels
used to do that with the heart rate monitors
up. Yeah,
here.
we did have a heart rate monitor for a bit.
when you were spending millions a week on this stream.
Yeah.
So he told me that when he has the Diet Coke, it does not affect his blood glucose. Isn't that interesting? Well, is it fucking interesting or not?
I'm very interested by
It's
that.
interesting.
I'm interested at that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
like,
big interest for me.
felt like I was back in work there, asking a question and then nothing. Nev's first opportunity to put a few balls in a while. He's looking a bit more awake now, those first 4 or 5 frames. He seemed a bit all over the place. And I was trying a couple of conversations with Nev, and every conversation ended with, "Oh, my head's not right." That could be a lovely shot there from Nevo. Not quite.
Yeah.
Couple of awkward balls here for James. Obviously the one on the top left tied up with the yellow. Can he develop the other tricky ball here? And he has, and that's what James has in the locker that us lesser players do not. He's just got that one tricky one to deal with. I mean, I don't think he needs to go for it off this ball. He could just leave the angle. That's kind of a little bit in between it. In fact, it could be okay. A cut back into the left centre. That natural angle could cannon into the red and the yellow. He's having a little look at that. It is thin. Or maybe he's going for the back double. Or is he trying to cut? Oh, it's a shot. Great shot. The wizard. And poor old Neville, after going 2 apiece, doesn't know what's hit him. And if you let James get into the flow, he will punish. He just doesn't want to nibble this yellow. If he can avoid that, he should get down into the bottom half of the table easily here. Yeah, I think he's just a little worried about that. Doesn't want to hit it too hard, but hard enough. Oh, he's caught the knuckle. He's caught the knuckle. I think he's still got a bit of a back double or the double into the bottom left. Gets this. It's going to be 5-2. The double. He doesn't get there. The wizard doesn't make the double. Nev has to punish. Was looking like 5-2, but a big chance for Nev here to make this 4-3. Can he keep his composure? He's played these shots off the cushion quite well. And should he miss this, I mean, the red's fairly safe. Yep. Now, have you got any sort of angle here, Nev, to push this through? I don't think he does. I think all he's got here is to plop this in, take the one down over the pocket, screw back, and then play the harder shot into the top right. Or is Nev going to produce a bit of a Nev masterclass where he does a bit of dirt? He's got down quite a bit here. He's got down quite a bit. Well, he's a bit disappointed with that, so he's just going to probably roll this into the pocket. Little bit negative for me, that from Nev, but that's how he plays at times, and it's quite successful with it. But he has left a very thin cut for James into the bottom left bag, and James is a fantastic one-off potter. He might even be thinking about a big long back double off the cushion. Oh, well, that's an odd shot there. That is an odd shot from the wizard there. Not sure what he was thinking there at all. Miscalculation. Was he trying to cover the yellow with the red? He's just completely handed the advantage here to Nev. And Nev should clear this up. It's just about cue ball control. Get that white somewhere in the middle of the table. Should have a pretty simple pot into either bottom left or bottom right. And despite being significantly dominated for most of the match, could be 4-3. He's not got that white down as far as he should. It was a bit thinner. So he will be playing this gently. He will leave the double on if he misses. It looks good. No! Yes! Nev brings it back to 4-3. He's been dominated most of this match, but he's only one behind. The wizard, James Wilson, will be a bit frustrated, but Nev just one behind, and the blood glucose is going up. This could be a match yet.
Absolutely. That's all I got. Oh my God.
See, it's kind of situations like this, and I know James Wilson is a player quite well. he will feel he should be much further ahead than 4-3. But it is, and that just annoys at you, it grates at you, frustrates you.
Definitely frustrates him.
And it has been one of the weaknesses James has shown. Sometimes just a little bit of frustration, and sometimes he can go for a bit much. But if I was James, easier said than done. But I am playing a better pole. Just relax. The opportunities will come. I'm still leading, playing a better pole, and I'm a lead 4-3. Sound like a dry break's the kind of thing that could tip him over the edge. And it is dry.
It's not.
It's not.
Red gone in.
1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't see that red. Thank goodness, because I think James is just about to come up here and knock us at. What, you've been up too short the last 7 or 8 months?
Just waiting for the pool to come back on, really.
just
hanging about.
Just sitting here.
Just hanging about.
Yeah.
Any pool going? No? Okay. Oh, just wait.
Just sitting here waiting for the next stream to start.
Yeah. As I'm sure everyone else has. I heard James shout.
Yeah, I heard him shout from here.
That. I assume you wanted to get into this red on the bottom right cushion.
Can you still comment on the chat? Is that
People can still comment. We haven't. That was an angry hit, and it's a foul as
foul?
well.
Well, this is what we said, James. When he starts to get a bit angry,
You can still comment on the chat, but we haven't got all the bits set up for it, so we're not going to know what everyone's saying. You can get it up on your phone if you like.
Oh, right. Okay. Just in case anyone said hello, I don't want to appear rude. Somebody might have said hello.
No.
Well, that's rude.
No one.
Somebody's got to say hello.
Why don't you say hello?
Well, I'm here, am I? I can say hello on the mic. Bit of classic Nev here. 2 shots, tried to open a couple of his balls up. Nah, look, I love Nev's face. I love Nev's face. Nev, let me see your face. There it is. I didn't want to catch that red. Did not want to catch that red.
What's his plan here?
He's in a bit of trouble here.
Bottom left.
He
bottom
can
left cushion.
Yeah, he
Down
can.
The rail's tough.
He's played these quite well. That's the one thing he has done well in this match. These ones off the rail. Can he judge this one? Well, not really. It's a poor shot, I think, from Nev. He has left the pot into the bottom right. James has got enough cue power to try and develop the reds. He wanted to move it a bit more than that, but he's got this down into the bottom right. If he pots this, it is game over. But those little cuts down the rail, whereas has been a strength of Nev's, it's not been a strength of the wizard, James Wilson. And Nev is just eyeing up the plant if
it's lined up to come off the knuckle and cover that red.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's looking at.
Although if it doesn't cover the red, it's frame over. He would love to cover that bag. I mean, Nev, that's what he lives for, covering bags.
He is obsessed with covering
He
bags.
loves it. Nev's, I mean, we did want to use that as a nickname for him, the bag coverer, but it's a bit too long. But it is the most, he's got to get the pace of this right. He's got to get the pace of it right.
Oh, it went in.
Well, it went in, John.
I don't think he wanted that, to be honest.
I think he just. I mean, he doesn't like. Nev doesn't like potting. Sometimes he's told me when he's on the black, even if there's another balls on the table, he's on the black. He just likes to cover the bag. I says, Nev, that's you losing the frame. Yeah, but I love it, Paul.
He left himself in a tough spot here now. That's gone in.
Well, it's a far too difficult plant. He's got a very thin cut with the upper of those 2 yellows on the far left side of the table. That's the kind of cut you would put
But
in.
the white would be flying off down the end of the table. That's no good.
Yeah, and possibly the end to the right centre. But that's all I can see. That's all I can see.
Unless he goes to this worldly plant.
No, it's got to be the cut. He's not as good at cutting as you are, Stuart. If that was you, you would be cutting that in and up and down the table.
Cutting the bottom yellow. He's looking at it.
He must have heard you there. Look at that! Look at that foot. He's got nice calves, his Nev. I'll give him that.
Trying to cover this red, he is a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you something.
He's left it. He's left that bottom red on, that furthest red on.
I didn't see any of what he was trying there, and he wasn't too far away, but unfortunately he needed to be perfect to block all 3 reds. That's what he was trying, and yeah, he didn't get it. And James should clear this up. This is the only one that could really go wrong if he doesn't come up high enough. If he doesn't come up, it's just about. It just kept squeaking there. He's a little bit thinner than he would like, but shouldn't be a problem. He's just going to have to come off this right side cushion. Maybe he's a bit more. Maybe it is taking it down to the bottom half of the table, which could make this trickier. He's trying to put a little bit of check side on, and that's why he's missed the pot. He tried to put a bit of check side on there. When you do that, it throws the pot off, and you saw James thrusting his hip forward there. That could be a disaster, and that was all because he didn't quite bring the white down far enough on the shot before. Still should have cleared that up. He was just trying a little bit too much. He just could have probably rolled it in and had a slightly trickier black, but this could incredibly be 4-all. And that will frustrate the hell out of James if Nev, look at the determination on his face. If he can. Now he doesn't want to leave himself too straight on this last yellow. In a perfect world, he gets that white on the top half of the table. That does make that last yellow a bit more missable. And when I've seen Nev in these situations before, he generally does the opposite of what James does. He just focuses on the pot, doesn't worry too much about his position on the black. Now he's got a nice angle here. Can he be brave enough and play this with a little bit of pace, which makes the pot harder to get that white up and make it guaranteed? Ah!
Pain.
No! He kind of got caught in between the two. He didn't quite play it with loads of pace. Still missed it. Ouch. And that's pole for you. James to go 5-3 up. Could have been anyone's frame. He's on the cushion here. Shouldn't be a problem for James. And it isn't 5-3. They'll both think they could have won that frame. We just heard that James is walked off there. He's shaking and he says, I need a 5-minute break. So James Wilson has asked for a 5-minute break, which has been accepted by Nev. And looking at this, 5-minute break to think about. Look, he's playing the shot again. He's playing the shot again. Goes in easy that time, Nev. Unfortunately, it's too late. It's too late now, Neville. Disgusted at himself. 5-minute break, then we're back. think both players are getting close to getting back, and I was out there listening to Nev. All he spoke about during that 5 minutes was that miss on his final yellow. So maybe it was a good tactic by James to let him ruminate on that for 5 minutes. That yellow could clip off the red and go in, and it has done. It's a funny one though. James has been completely dominating this match. Yet Nev was one fairly simple pot away from making this 4 apiece, so you can see how both can be frustrated. A little bit nervy at times. You know, when it's open and free flowing, James is the better player, and I don't think Nev has really fully relaxed and settled into this. There has been a few glimpses though. He did say at the start his blood glucose was a bit low, and he did seem a bit woozy at the start of this game. So both players can take something away. I mean, Nev will be frustrated it's not 4 apiece, but had it been 4 apiece, he'd have been very lucky, I think, to have been level. I think he should really take 5-3 with the way he's been playing, but understandable frustration. And then James, I mean, he probably could have think this could have been all over by now, 8-0. But something, we haven't seen many frames where Nev has been the aggressor, and we could have predicted this at the start between these two players, but where he's dominated the start of the frame. I was going to say this could have been won, but he wanted to at least cover that bag, and he's not done so, and I think all of these will potentially pot. Maybe the furthest red on the left hand side of the table close to the middle bag could be the slight tricky one for James. Well, he's going to have to play this now. And
Look at that F12 t-shirt, mate. I've got to say, like,
they're lovely t-shirts.
I've got to say, F12. They produce good players. Now watch. Ooh, covered it.
Well, he's covered it from a lot of angles, but if Nev can play this across close to that bottom left cushion or side left cushion, you can definitely cut that back in. But he's got this tricky yellow at the top.
No, he's going to play a double on it now. Play it down. He's playing the double down here.
He doesn't want to leave the white up there though.
You got to screw the white back, otherwise it'll double kiss.
Nev can't do screw back. Yeah, you always know Nev's trying something like he just wants to cover bags.
Boring.
He just wants to cover bags. Not an awful shot, but there is a pot on here for James. Tricky one. He could even play it off the yellow underneath the black. Very delicate one into the left centre bag. You know, it's not a bad shot. The more you think about what Nev played there, is kind of defensive as it was. Wasn't a bad shot. This is thin. Oh, and it ended up a little. He overcut it. James overcut that. Hands control back to Nev, and his problem ball he can put into the right centre. Sometimes struggles with these middle bags, does Nev. Not that time. Is he on this yellow? I'm not 100% sure. Below the black, and even if he is, I'm not sure he can get back out around the black. It's his face. Oh, he's playing the upper one. It's thin. Again, he's just probably thinking about covering the bag. It's thinly hit. It's nicely hit. And he's got it. Now it's decision time for Mr. Nev. Now if he takes the thin one into the top right, he's got to miss a lot of traffic.
Who's touching the camera?
He's got to miss a lot of traffic to get right down near this bottom cushion. Put him at bottom left. I think this is going to go into the reds. If he does cut it in, it's going to go into the red. Yep, called it. I'm not sure why he put bottom. Well, I think he's asking himself why he did that. Surely he can't see it. It was always going to clatter into those reds, especially with a bit of bottom left. Nev in a lot of trouble. All the reds are there. think he wants to just clip the yellow off the bottom cushion and get that white tight in behind the black. If he can play that shot, that'll be a cracking shot. Oh, needed to follow on through a little bit. He's covered most of those reds, though. It's not a bad effort by Nev.
I just got questioned about my woolly hat again. In this weather. It's like most days, isn't it?
That's a nice hat. You know,
Thanks.
I'll tell you something. Nev's played 2 clever shots in his last attempts to play safe.
What are you saying? Nev's not clever?
You gotta give him credit for what he's done. I couldn't see those. It could go in. Could go in now. There's a long double here into the top left, and he's having a look at it right now. Doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball. I can't really see what else he can do unless he just plays completely dead weight and leaves that white in behind the yellow. He's gone for it. It's off the red. He's put the white into. Hang on. He's got it. 4 cushions from Nev. 4 cushions. -1. He's right on the bottom cushion here.
He's going for it in the middle. He's mad. The white might go in here if he goes for it in the
I mean, he's got to go for it. He's got to go for it. Top left, surely. Don't think it goes into the middle. He's digging up his cue a little bit as well, so that shows how tight it is on the cushion. This would be a remarkable putt. Neville Pritchard! What a shot!
Wow.
He's back in this match. The Pritchard 5-4. What a black.
You give yourself a fucking heart attack like that, lad. You'll give yourself a heart attack like that, mate.
Did you see the little shoulder movement there by James? He just
Stretch.
he
Buddy.
did a little shoulder roll and he retracted the shoulder blades. That is a clear sign of somebody feeling a bit of tension and somebody who probably should be more than 5-4 ahead. But James does feel the pressure of these matches. He's only 1 ahead of Nev. Nev is starting. And Nev's just come in and said, "Do you like the bit of that?" Was pure class from Nev. Pure class. And he'll be feeling good about himself. 1 behind. And it's not dry. The yellow is just smashing the other yellow in the bottom right. I feel this is a big frame for James. Just wants to stay in control of this match. Well, he's got to be careful of the push shot here. If he does play this, he's got to watch the white coming back off the cushion, hit the cue and a push. Oh, fair play to him. He did get that cue out of the way in time, but he's lost the white a bit. Still got one into the bottom left. You can dig into this to get the white back a little bit. Oh, he's just rushing things a touch. Wasn't easy.
That yellow's gone pretty ugly as well.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, and as Nev is slowing things down, James is speeding up, and we've got the clash of styles we would have expected here.
You done that? Yeah, sure.
If you think about the psychology of the game, Nev will see that James is feeling it a little bit.
Maybe I can just go for that now. Can you get a picture of Paul and the winner of this just before they play shaking hands? So I'm going to get this now before they finish this match.
Back double. The white will come near the bottom cushion. He's played his doubles well in this game so far, and there's another one from Nev. Suddenly, the momentum has shifted a little bit in this match. Remember, Nev could have made it 4 apiece. There was a 5-minute break when he went 5-3 down. I was worried about him. But he is back. Now he wants to keep this break going. He would have to play this with pace, but Nev is not that kind of player. He's just thinking, I'm going to pot and I'm going to do something dirty. Now, this could go wrong if he leaves that bottom yellow on. And that's what he's done. It's awkward queuing. That is awkward queuing for James, but he is one of the best cuists around. In fact, he can get his whole bridge hand on that, and it's no problem.
Goes in middle left.
Just got enough on her where he still left the pot. He's got those two tricky yellows on the top right side cushion to deal with. It's a very thin one. Into that left middle bag. I mean, he can go all out for the cut. No, too thick. Too thick. Big frame this is becoming, I feel, in the context of this match. There's a nice picture being taken by the two. Well, they didn't spend too long there holding each other's hand. Yeah, it was a very quick, like, yeah, give me hand. Okay, get rid of it. Because they're both in the moment here. I think Nev smells blood. I think if James wins this frame, it'll really relax him. Look at the bag cover. It did drop for him. I'm not sure he wanted that to drop. I wouldn't put it past Nev to just play a super delicate one. But the weight of that. So he's not. He doesn't want to disturb the two yellows here. You got to give credit to Nev's snooker brain, pull brain. And what you have here is a superior player, technically in James Wilson. There's no doubt about that. And he's a very clever player as well. James knows his angles, spin, very aggressive. But Nev tactically just thinks about a shot. Sometimes he thinks so long about a shot it's going to frustrate you. And he is definitely frustrating James a little bit here. Now this is a thin one into the right centre bag, but it could knock that red away from the black. If he takes it on, this could be a frame winner. It is aggressive. Maybe it's too thin. I think he's actually going to miss it. Miss the red and the black, that is. No, he has caught it, but he thought about the cannon and took his eye off the pot. It's rare for Nev to do that. The black goes a bit safe. Cannot tell. And he's given angle here for James to develop those two yellows. And he's unlucky with the cannon, James. He's going to have to play the plant. Quickly plays the plant. And again, perhaps a little bit too quick because neither yellow has been developed. The question now for Nev is, does that black pot into what used to be the devil's bag? He's had a good look at it there, Nev. I can't tell, and there's no second camera to tell. He can get right across. He can stun right across and get right behind that black from this angle. He's still looking, so I'm not sure. Nev's not sure. Oh, he's got into that too much. Far too much. Far too much. Well, not sure if it goes, but even if it did go, he wanted to be right behind the black. He's in one of the worst possible positions. I'm not sure he can double around the yellow. He does not want to disturb the two yellows in the top half of the table. Could play a typical Nev shot and just leave the black behind the yellow so it blocks into the bottom left bag, but that could put him in all sorts of trouble. I think the yellow will still go into the bag. Now this could be the time to return a bit of tactics. He's got an easy-ish snooker here. If he can just stun the white off that second yellow, which is exactly what he's done. Nev getting a taste of his own medicine. And Doing the right thing there, James. Oh, here's a swerver. A swerve! He almost got into it too much. Did Nev. Nice swerve, but too much. 2 shots to James, 2 yellows on cushions. Can James figure out a way of developing both yellows in 1 shot? He got the double kiss. And that yellow's gone in possibly the worst position it could have gone for James. He was trying to double that yellow onto the other yellow, get them both off the cushion. It's an absolute disaster for James. He's only got 1 off, and that one he did get off has gone pretty safe. He's trying to cover this black. He's not covered it. He's not covered it. For 5 apiece. Nev. Can he see enough of this black to level this match? No, he can't! He couldn't see enough of the black! It just clipped the cushion there on the left-hand side. He almost gave away 2 shots there, Nev. Because he went cushion first off the bottom cushion with the white. More dirt here. Suddenly, James has realised what he needs to do. Looks like Nev can hit this direct. He's just going to tap it. Oh, and he has done just enough. Oh, well, he didn't want the white to be underneath the black there as much as this, because it's delicate, but it's a simple little shot here for Nev. Oh, he played it far too heavy. He could have just left the white in behind the black with a bit more delicacy. All the yellows go. Does James take this cut into the left centre? Does he try and take it top left? He's got a fairly straight one into the top right. James has done well to stay alive in this frame. He's had to play a kind of frame that maybe he doesn't like. It's more kind of Nev's territory, real grinder, slow frames, but James has had to play a few snookers. I think it makes him a better player having to fight. Oh, it just creeps in. I thought he'd caught the top knuckle. But the weight of the ball took it down. Digging into this. Taking it on. Wants to get the white back into the centre table. Fantastic pot by the wizard. He's had to fight hard for this frame. Should be able to dig this back. Leave it just above the black. Make it simple. It's great stuff by James Wilson. It looked like 5-all for a long time. 6-4 it is to James. And he had to work so hard for that frame. 2 away from playing Paul Heat in the Heat in the next round. For me, this is a must-win for Nev. And interesting that he dominated most of that last frame. James dug in. I think it's great to see James doing that. James very good at dominating frames and winning them. Some of the uglier frames, you'd maybe fancy to go Nev's way, but not that last one. James made some good shot selections, and ultimately it paid off for him. That's gone a little bit wrong for Nev. Right, this is where Nev's one of the best players in the game. When he's kind of messed up and there's no obvious pot on, and you think, well, what can he do? He usually comes up with something clever, whether it's figuring out a bag to cover or putting a yellow, one of James's yellows, safe, or something that means he's not going to lose the frame in one visit. What's he got planned here? Maybe the white in the top cushion, is that what he's thinking? He's gone for the pot. He's gone for the pot. And was quite a bit off. He has got one yellow that's safe. But I think what Nev's real strength is trying to make life difficult for you to beat him. And he can do that well, but he's still got to finish off the frames at some point himself. 6-4 down. The bigger James's lead, the more he will relax. The more James relaxes, the more you're in trouble. All of these yellows will potentially pot. The tricky one, of course, the yellow on the top half of the table. Oh, he's got that wrong, James. It's come across too much. Can he see this one at the minute? Oh, he's fine. My mistake. He can still... I thought the black was covering this, but he can still pot it. He's just battling with that cue ball. He's still okay. This red, this yellow underneath the red. Easily put in. I'm just wondering if that yellow on the top half of the table, does it go into the top right, perhaps? If he can maybe screw over to the left-hand side of it from here. Not the worst kiss on the red. Will this cut? I mean, if he does try and... It's a super thin one and it will smash into that red. Could potentially pot the red should he miss, which would give away 2 shots. Be fine, of course, if he pots both balls. It will be tough to get onto the black, though. Ah, it's a great pot. He's unlucky with that. Or is he? Oh, he's come down almost perfect on that black to put it into the bottom right. But does that red block the pot? Going to find out. He's gone for the cockhat double! Gets it for 7-4 for the Wizard. A lucky little kiss, perhaps, off one of the reds. I think that was the pocket he was going for. Gets a kiss on the red and takes the frame. A rapid one to go one away from the next round. James Wilson, 7-4 ahead. It's a mountain to climb now for Neville. See there, boss. James one away now from the next round. He's got a red in. No easy clearance. But he's tempted by the yellows. They're all kind of blocking each other a little bit, but if he gets one or two of those down early, they could all be there. And if this one goes in between the two reds in the top left, this could be a chance for James. The black is fairly safe, but he might be able to get through the gap or just play it off the red on the cushion. He's done that. The red clipped a little bit. These four yellows in the middle of the table, they're all pretty simple enough. The yellow close to the top right side cushion is very potable into the top right and gives him a chance to just follow through a bit to get on the black. So this could be a dish to finish for James. So he started this match with a reverse dish off the brick, and it could be how he finishes. Should be okay. Might use the red here to hold the white. He misses potential risk of snookering himself. And that's what's happened. Onto the middle one, which would have been frame over possibly, but he's still got this yellow down the cushion. Now James likes to play with pace, which would bring that yellow, bring the white back. But when you play with pace, if you're not bang on, it ain't going to go in these pockets. So Nev, it's not the easiest table for him, but he'll probably be glad he's still in this match. There was a chance he could have been going home, and he cannot afford to lose another frame. He's not had much table time recently. He's having a good think about this. The black being on near that centre of the top cushion could give him an extra life. But it's the two reds on the bottom half of the table that I think are most of a concern from him. He's got into that fairly well, but clipped the yellow. What's he playing for here? Nev. This could be going towards the black, the white ball. He's up again. He tends to do that, Nev. Up and down like a yo-yo. Oh, he's taking the left-hand side. He's changed his mind again. Your guess is as good as mine as to what Nev's going to play here. Thinking every scenario, a bit like Doctor Strange in the Marvel Universe. He's going through all 56 trillion parallel universes to work out the best option here. Decides it's the centre red in the table, into the bottom right, to cut across for the two reds, maybe cannon them. He has clipped. Now, I will put all my money on that Nev plays the snooker here. He has got a cut into the right centre. But I think Nev will just tap the bottom of these two reds and play the snooker. That's what he does. And he has done exactly that. Little gap between the two reds, but the yellow will not go through there. Bottom cushion, escape. If he had a bit more length, would be pretty easy to hit those two yellows. Coming across the right side cushion, there's a red that's slightly in the way, but you can probably clip the sort of bottom half of that lowest yellow. If he trusts those cushions, and they are nice today, he's got a triple he could play. He does not want to give away the two shots. That would give a big opportunity for Nev. So at least the hit. Oh, he has caught the red. He has caught the red. Now Nev, one of the clever players, I think, will use the yellow onto the red. So the plant, hoping that he puts the yellow safe on the cushion and the red over the pocket. And if that's the case, control of this frame goes back to Nev. Exactly what he does. He would have liked the yellow to be a bit tighter on the cushion. It's in a tougher position than what it was, but it is potable. Again, a lot of players would just be straight down, clear up these reds. But Nev, again, thinking of every single parallel universe. It's a bit of a reach for him, and he is going to have to bridge over the yellow if he did want to take the lowest of the three reds. So he's having a little look at this into the right centre. May clip the yellow on the way up. And, oh, he's missed the pot! If there's one thing you don't want to do, Nev, it's miss the simple pot. He has done that. I think the yellow will pot into the bottom left. James going to take it on right now. Should he miss, he will cover the bag at least if he gets the pace on this right. Doesn't need to hit it too hard. Has he covered the bag enough? If he has, he's in control of this frame. If he hasn't, Nev will gobble that up. He's come underneath the red. He's not happy about that. It'd be a brave shot to try and cover that top left bag. Just get in between the gap, in between the yellow and the cushion. And again, the weight's got to be perfect. This could be his last shot. This could be Nev's last shot. Oh, he's just about done enough. He has a big, deep breath, because he can see he's covered that. A lot of right-hand side here for James to develop, but he has developed it. And the white dot stays up. What a shot by James. Well, he deserves it. That was a brave shot. Lots of right-hand side. This is missable, but for the match, James Wilson takes it 8-4. Great performance. Just a little bit too much Q ability, which showed in the end. Nev dug in at times. Didn't start well, but was hanging in there. But those final frames, just a little bit too much class for James. Goes through to the next match where he will play the Heat, Paul Heaton.